Alright guys, welcome to a brand new module on ARKit 2. And in this module, we're going to be exploring some of the updates and new features that Apple has brought out to ARKit in iOS 12. Now, Apple is investing big into augmented reality. And it's because they believe to some extent that the future, whether it be gaming or apps, really should happen in augmented reality or virtual reality. And this is why they're piling their resources into creating new tools, new modules, new frameworks that makes it easy for us developers to create fantastic apps in augmented reality using ARKit. Now, in previous modules, we mentioned that the first version of ARKit only supported plane detection in the horizontal plane. Well, that's now been updated, and if you wanted to make an app that required detection in the vertical plane, that is now possible. So if you wanted to make an app where you can hang up a picture and see how it would look on your wall, then you can use that vertical detection in ARKit to be able to do that. Now, that's a slightly incremental update, and it's something that we've expected. But in this module, we're going to be exploring something way cooler that came out only very recently. And that's the ability to detect 2D images in our ARKit apps and render augmented reality objects on top of those images, and to be able to track the image so that the 3D objects that we render in AR will be able to stay on top of those images or stay relative to those images. So, for example, if you were to create a report for your company and you print it out for everybody to see, using the AR app, they'll be able to view all of the content or data with 3D rendered objects. So, for example, you could animate all of your graphs, or you could make the data show up in 3D, or render additional objects and additional information alongside with the 2D printout. That's all very well and good, but as with all of the tutorials that I teach, I really want to make something that is a project that we can make together that'll be fun to create while we're learning about these new tools and new APIs. So recently, while I was in Japan, in Akihabara, which is the technology district in Tokyo, I went into the Sega store, which is this giant 6th-floor building filled full of arcade games, and every floor kind of has a theme. And it was really, really impressive to see some of the new technology and new games that they were developing and that could be played. Now, one of the games that really caught my eye is this sort of tower defense game that you could play not just on screen, but it required physical cards. So you could collect these physical cards, which would represent players or weapons or tools that you could use in the game, and you would place it onto the game mat, and by manipulating these cards and moving them around, you would interact with the video game and play the game with these cards that you own, which I thought was just fantastically innovative, and it's something that I've never seen before. And it makes it really interactive and really immersive, and it gives a reason to actually collecting all of these cards. I mean, I know how many Magic the Gathering and Pokemon cards I have, so why limit them to just being a card game? And these games were played across the internet live, so you could be playing against other players somewhere else, but using your own cards and your own chosen decks, and it was really, really interesting. So let's say that I have a deck of Pokemon cards, and I pull out an Eevee, and there we go, we've got a 3D Eevee rendered. And I pull out another one, Oddish, and Oddish gets rendered again also in AR. And I can move them around, rotate them, or move them from side to side so that they can interact with the game or interact with each other. And I don't know about you, but I find this so cool. The idea that you can turn all of these physical assets into a game element. And I'm really looking forward to playing with all the games that can be created using this concept. So once you're ready, let's get started building this.